This is about a 64-bit. In China, they kept the couple did not want to sell their house, and this is about 64-bit. So that's pretty ridiculous. TempleOS has been 64-bit since 2008. As a matter of fact, my compiler is so brand new that it doesn't do 32-bit. A lot of people come up to me and say, why can't you release a 32-bit version? They have no idea. My compiler requires 16 registers. There's a register allocator, and it's not even close. My compiler would never work on 32-bit. It would be really awful. So as a matter of fact, TempleOS is so brand new that it doesn't do 32-bit compiling. The compiler I wrote does not do 32-bit. I tore that down. I did in 2004. I planned ahead, and I used a really slow technique. I used 64-bit everywhere using two 32-bit registers. I had AX, DX, and BXCX. I did everything with, we can actually take a look at it. If you go to my history of TempleOS, and we go to downloads, let's go to files, history. You can look at my compiler from before 2008, and what it did, it had a template. Now if you can do an interpreter, making a compiler just means cutting and pasting the code. So this is the code template. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. I don't remember what the hell this is, to be quite honest. I could swear it's a code template. Downloads. Oh, shit. Hello? What the hell that was. So I just uploaded the breakpoint version. Let me go ahead and roll my website files. I could swear I uploaded the breakpoint version. That's the only changes, the alias for breakpoint. 1135. $555. Okay, so what we want to do I just want to see what I know where oh, I have it on, I already have it downloaded. Okay, so in TAD, stale files, history. In 2007, my compiler, what the hell? In 2007, no, my compiler code, was this 32-bit? This was 32-bit. No, it's 64, is it? It's 32-bit. Okay, history, how about this time? Compile, oh shit. I know. It's compressed using my proprietary. Oh, we can deal with it now that okay. Let's just look. I just want to show you what I had. 2006. How about that? 2006 compiler. We're going to take code, copy it to home, temp, paste. Come in.
I never did understand what it was.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so I have an uncompressed TOSC code.asm. Let's see. Okay. So this is my 2006 compiler. Open with shit. It's not that hard. Okay, so this is my 2006 compiler. What it did is it had these template operations that it concatenated together, and it was doing 64-bit operations by putting together AXDX and BXCX. So and it was a stack machine. So as a matter of fact, AXDX was the top of the stack. Ours. Something like that, where it doesn't look like it's popping and stuff. Okay, so I was called, this was bytes. This was 8 bytes, 4 bytes, 2 bytes. Everybody was confused, so I changed it to bits. The nice thing was, it was fewer columns. You always had one column, but now at 64 bits is 2 columns. 8 bytes is 1 column. So the stack machine was doing, this is a template. What it did is it cut and pasted this code together and patched it, and that's how it made compilation. So there's no register variables. It's or did it? No, it didn't use register variables. Anyway, so all it was a stack machine, but it was 64-bit. So a lot of people think mine is more modern than Linux, to be honest. It's just more modern than Linux. The compiler is has no, the compiler will not even do 32-bit code. The Linux compiler does that and a bunch of crap. My kernel, okay, well, the average thinks that the resolution is 16-bit. It's because he's a. It's a common mistake. All the think resolution is 16 bits. But the way you tell what mode you're in is not by screen resolution. It's by architecture. And this proves I am loading in. I hate China. Fuck them. They got attitude. You're not as smart as white people. Don't kid yourself. Fucking China. You don't have Christianity. You don't have God. You're Marxist, low-class. That's what you are. I gotta do put jars. Low-class Marxist heathens, not Christian. You don't even have an alphabet. And you got attitude. Oh, we don't want to call a puncher. Shit. At Ticketmaster, I learned some tricks. Manipulating 8 characters at a time is very fast. We're not doing your hieroglyphs, so fuck you. You are gonna get Christianized because we're putting it into the Intel chips, and fuck you. Why would you not want? Okay, so do you understand this? This is a 64-bit value. We are putting ASCII characters into a 64-bit value. We can store up to 8 of them. This is a trick from Ticketmaster. This is what the professionals do. The Chinese ticket selling crashed in the Olympics. I'm not kidding. I worked for Ticketmaster. I worked for Ticketmaster. The Chinese system crashed. I worked for Ticketmaster a long time ago. Anyway, but that definitely was a trick Ticketmaster taught me. They actually had an operating system with they had one level of directory. You know, if all you're doing is selling tickets, you might as well make it fast. And they had 8, they had DCB1 : VaxTMOS, file name, text, I think they had a character. So They had an 8-character directory, and they could put it in a quad word. They had a 4-character device name. They had that was a long word. They had an 8-character file name. They had 3 plus 1 is 4 characters there. So what they did is they did move long word, I don't know, or 3 plus, I don't even remember. Anyway, move long word, move quad word. Anyway, so it was really efficient. Damn, it was really damn efficient. Anyway, so let's do that. No. Okay. That does sound pretty awesome. Anyway, so another thing I learned, Radix 51, what they liked to do was 65536 to the power of 0.3333. 40. So you can take you can put in base 40, you can put 3 characters. So you can put 3 base 40 characters in 16 bits. Okay, that's what they did. 3 base 40 characters in 16 bits. Now why is it 51? I think, or 50. Anyway, shit, I forgot. Anyway, the reason is because it's octal. Oh, that's why. Okay. 40 in octal is 50. Octal is crazy. No, octal is so obsolete that I removed it from my printf. What I want to do is eliminate as much shit as possible. Flexibility is the enemy. You want to know why flexibility is the enemy? Let me just show you HD audio. Okay, imagine you're writing a song splicer. You can have up to 4 speakers, channels. You need 8-bit, 16. You're loading a file with up to 4 channels. You can have 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit. You know, I think I even simplified this. I only do 48 kilohertz. I think it was allowed a bunch of flexible ones, so it's even worse than what I. So here's the problem. This makes it 10 times harder than it needs to be. There is no advantage in flex. God, I hate that bird. Flex it. Flex. Shut up, bird. Flexibility is the enemy. What we're going to do Shut up, bird. God, I hate that bird. going to do is make everybody in the world use a standard PC that's a monster, that's as standard as the Commodore 64. There will be 2 speakers. I don't want to hear any shit. There's 2, period. If you want more than that, buy some PCI card and suffer, because we don't want your shit. We want 2 speakers. We want, I don't know, I guess 32-bit. What do we want? Might as well. 32-bit, this shit's gone. There's no more of that. I think I already did limit that. That's what we do. We make this shit absolutely standard. There's 4K graphics for Windows or Linux. Actually, everybody gets Linux with Wine. God said, get rid of Windows, use Wine. And now TempleOS is something special. God said one frequency. God said one voice. So that means we want one frequency. You might ask why. And the reason why we want such a limited... Let's take a look at my song notation. With one voice, it's really simple. We have octave 3, 16th note, D, C, D, C, quarter note, A, D, E, T. Now if you have 3 voices, now you got a problem. Now it's really complicated. You're going to start doing this crazy shit. And that's not what we want. We want 12-year-old black kids to be able to write songs. And that's what it's going to be. Okay, so one frequency. Everyone has to do offerings to God, even kids. Now you might wonder why God said 16 color. Guess what? Why don't you go do an assignment? Draw a 16-bit elephant, 16-color elephant. It's not even 16-bit, it's 16-color elephant. And draw a 24. It's a whole, it'll take you, it's way too much work. The average amateur is going to be very happy with 16 colors. That's why you give kids 8 Crayolas. Okay, you don't give kids 64 Crayolas, you give them 8 Crayolas. Everybody's happier. If you're an amateur, you don't want 24-bit color because you don't know what to do with it, and it's just going to stress you out. And if you're a kid and you're making a game for your summer vacation, if you have 24-bit color, suddenly your whole effort went into making a couple sprites, and now you don't feel like making your game because your sprites look like shit, and you made 2 or 3 sprites and you said, fuck it, I can't do this. But if you have 16 color, then you have all kinds of energy left over to make your game. If it's 16 color, you can make your... I hired an artist. I didn't do these. It's really nice to hire an artist. He was a homo, put dicks on everything, but he's a damn good artist. All artists are homos. So when you make your programmer art, it's going to be shitty, but that's because you're not a homo. Okay, so some goddamn Chinese mocking me. Now this is kind of rude. Okay, so I'm running with 12 cores. I have 24. VMware only does 16. They're supposed to do more. Oh, I gotta add that to my list. Anyway, here's what we're gonna do. I'm in charge, okay? I get to tell Intel what to do. Guess what? Did you know that Windows only uses one core? Linux only uses one core. Guess what? 99% of the users only use one core. You know what we're going to do? We are going to make all these cores no paging, no 16-bit, no 32-bit, no interrupts, no I/O, no, we might have an interrupt. We have a wake. No I/O. We're going to make no paging, ring 0 only. Okay? Guess what? We get the priority. Okay? We get ring 0 only. And you know what those people have to do? They have to deal with it. You have to deal with it because this is God's temple. We get the priority. And you know what we get out of this? We get faster cores, no paging. Okay. We get integrated graphics. We're going to get 4K and 640 by 480. We believe it or not, God wants 640 by 480 by choice. Okay, so you know what though? I really don't know if I should be an asshole because if we're doing this, I think let's mute. Okay, so if we're doing this, how many cores is it possible to keep from hitting each other? If you're doing this, I think 16 cores is about all you can live with before they start interfering with each other. Am I right? Think about it. If you have 16, you know, I never notice any artifacts from cores. I don't know why. In theory, they should both write to a pixel and it should get corrupted. I don't know if we would notice. Nevertheless, if we're doing 16 cores, I think that's all we can benefit from. I don't think, you know, when you start sharing caches and stuff, there are limits on the number of cores. It's not gonna, well, anyway, so should I be an asshole? They could do 15 cores that have no paging, no ring 3, no interrupts, no I/O, no 16-bit, no 32-bit. Now, that should shrink them down quite a bit. Then they could have twice as many or 3 times as many. But I don't think I should be an asshole. You're lucky. You guys are so lucky. If I was an asshole, I would use up more cores. I would demand more cores. But you're lucky because I think 16 is all we want. We're going to make integrated graphics. You know, that's an open-ended use of silicon. This is going to be made in a quantity of 400 million for the whole world, used over 7 years, and if it's going to be that huge, we absolutely want, if we have a year or two, that should be enough time to get integrated graphics with 16 cores, water cooled or liquid nitrogen if possible. We want, why can't we get 6 gigahertz? 16 cores, 6 gigahertz. Then the white kids can all have fun making this. Instead of playing, they can make Donkey Kong. They're not going to be making that. The little white kids they can have fun making this. You might think it's overkill. But let's see you make a did you know, look at these sprites. These are actually hard to draw without running over budget. It's the number of pixels that determines. Anyway, so trust me, it's possible. The little kids can use up the budget very easily. And when one kid has 16 cores and his neighbor has a Celeron, that's not acceptable. Suddenly he says, oh, damn, I can't do it because my neighbor has only 1 core. He is a piece of shit and I have 16 cores. I can't. So nobody can use it. And that is the problem that they created when they made it all flexible. And the problem, we're going to make it nobody can use cores because it's all over the map. If you set a limit of 8 cores, we're going to set a limit of 16 cores. We should do this absolutely taking the biggest reach into the future. We should be reaching as far as we can into the future. 16 cores is, I don't think I want hyperthreads. Am I right? My analysis is that I want 16 super fast cores. I don't think I want hyperthread because that's more cores getting in the way. I don't think I benefit from hypercore. I really don't think so. Anyway, so I could be an asshole and get rid of SSE and MMX on the cores, but that's pretty powerful for the scientific high compute. Those guys are doing matrices. We don't really benefit, but